Hello everyone, I'm Danielle Hunt and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial and review of some of the new products that I have purchased recently. So the main product that this tutorial is going to be about is the new Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette and the highlighter, one of his Skin Frosts. So I will be showing you guys those and how I created this look today. So today I did a nude sort of cut crease with a strong liner, some really sharp fleeky brows and a highlight and contour. So if you do want to see how to create this look, then please keep watching. I also want to take a little moment out of this video to explain a few things about my eyebrows and my eyelashes lately, as I get so many questions. I'm just tired of answering them as it's day in, day out. So I thought if I mention it on this video, it might make it a little easier and a bit more in depth. So first of all, my eyebrows. A few weeks ago, I went to have them microbladed. So for you guys that don't know what that is, it is a form of permanent makeup. So I had my eyebrows tattooed. So they do call it either microblading or eyebrow embroidery. So there's a few terms for this technique. So what it is basically, it's like a scalpel and it has hundreds of little needles on the end, unlike a tattoo needle. And they do it by hand with this scalpel. And what they do is they create really fine hair strokes of the brows to make them look more realistic. So I had mine done around 6 or 7 weeks ago, and then they take about 4 to 6 weeks to actually heal properly, like a tattoo does take a while to heal. And then after about 5 or 6 weeks of having them done, I went back for the colour boost. So at the moment they are still slightly scabby but almost healed. So for the colour boost, you go back and you have them redone all over again. But if there's anything you want to change, like if you want them dark or more shaped or whatever, they can do that. So what this does, it helps people with scars in their eyebrows or bald patches, or you just don't grow hair properly, or if you want them more shaped. You can have it done for so many different things. I personally got it done because I had really big bald patches in my brows and I couldn't literally go out of my house with these bald patches in my brows. I did not want to see people to see me in public with these big gross bald patches in my brows. So now I have completely amazing brows. I know I have a little bit of makeup on them now, but you will see at the beginning of the video when I first start doing my makeup what they look like. So I'm just going to show you a little close-up as I don't have makeup on the front of my brows. So all I've done for this video is extend them and make them more sharp. So you can see here that I have little hair strokes tattooed. I know my camera quality isn't absolutely amazing, but you can see in the brow I have tiny little hair strokes tattooed in. So they are still healing at the moment. I shouldn't really be putting makeup on them, but they've healed enough for me to do that now, so it's fine. So the lady that did mine is called Janice Hilton, and she was trained by Neveu Contour Cosmetics. So she's really, really good. She's really, really good. She's one of the only people in my area that does this, and she's really good at it. So I went to her and got some really amazing brows, and I was so happy that she fixed my brows, and now I don't have to worry about not doing my makeup on a morning anymore. So I was so happy. Thank you so much, Janice Hilton, for creating these fleeky brows. I will love you forever. So if any of you guys are interested in looking at her work, I will link her on Facebook and Instagram in the description box below. So then another thing that people keep asking me about is my eyelashes. So a few months ago I started going to have Russian lashes fitted at my salon in Fernsker, which is in Barnsley also. And basically Russian lashes are the best lashes that you can get for eyelash extensions, and they last so much better. You can wet them and you can sleep in them and they're perfectly fine. So these eyelashes are made from mink hair. So they are real hair, they're really luxurious, they're really fluffy and soft, and they're just so beautiful. So I get mine in the D curl, which is one of the straightest curls, because I don't want them to be too curly for my liking, as I can't get to my eyeliner and do it properly like I'd like to, like I had the first time. So I prefer them as a more straighter curl. So I get those in D curl and I have them at 16mm. So the 16mm ones are the longest that my tech has in that style of curl. So they are super long, and as you can see, you can't actually see them on my lashes. Like, they're really lightweight. They don't look like strip lashes, and they last so much longer. So I had these lashes infilled on the 27th of May. So today is the 15th of June and I've still got lots of lashes on. So I don't go back to have a new set until the 29th of this month. So I have like 2 more weeks until I go back and have a new set on. So I'm looking forward to that because I'll have really, really thick volume lashes again. So the lashes are called Russian Lashes 3D Luxe. And the lady that does them is called Charmaine Taylor, and she's based in Fernsker, and her little business is called Brow. So they do lots of different things at her salon, and she does like brow extensions, wax tinting, that sort of thing, and obviously all different types of lashes, but these lashes are the best. So I get these done roughly every 3 to 4 weeks, and they've literally saved my life. So if you have a really busy lifestyle and you don't have time to do your makeup like often, I do suggest like having your eyebrows microbladed or lashes fitted, like Russian lashes done, as it will save you a lot of effort and it'll save you a lot of time as well. So I can wake up in the morning and not feel so upset with myself and be able to go out in public without messing about with makeup if I don't want to. So it's literally changed my life having these 2 things done. I know it sounds really silly, but it's made me feel so much more comfortable in my own skin going out in public with no makeup and stuff on now. So I am also waiting to get my lips tattooed like the brows by Janice. So I will be having my lips lined as my Cupid's bow is not symmetrical and I have a freckle on my lip which drives me insane. So when I've had the lips tattooed, I will post a video about that as well, just to let you guys know. I might vlog it as well. If you guys would like to see me vlog having my lips tattooed, please leave a comment below and I will get back to that, and I will probably do a vlog if you guys would like me to do that. So what that is it's basically a lip line and then a blush. So like my entire lips will be tattooed and that should last around a year as well. So I'm going to have that done just so it's easier for me to get my lips symmetrical when I'm applying lipstick. And some days I can just literally not wear any lipstick and then look fine. I could just put some clear gloss on and be happy. So I have in fact already bought a little Chanel clear gloss just for when I've had my lips tattooed. I can have super shiny, cute lips. So I'm super excited for that to be done. So I'm going to get to it now. If you would like to see how to get this look, then please keep watching. Thank you. Right, so to start off, as I've already mentioned, my brows are microbladed now, so I don't do them as full on as I used to do. So if you do want to see me do a full brow look, then you'll have to have a look at one of my previous videos. So this one I will just be extending my brows and making my arch a little more defined. And for that I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pomade in Dip Brow and in the shade Dark Brown. So use some of that with the 266 Angled Brush by MAC. So you only need a tiny bit of product for this. So I start at the arch and just bring that around and then just flick it out like so. So then I'll go back in underneath, bring that up. And then I will sort the bottom out to join it all up. This is where I get super messy. I just let it be and then I just brush it all in And I go around it with a makeup wipe just to neaten it up and make the point more sharp. Like so. And then for the front of the brow, because I've had them more of a natural shape, if I am doing this, I will make them a little more boxy at the front, so just square them off. So with any remaining product I have on the brush, I just do a small line under the front of the brow like so. And then I just brush that product up into the brow itself. And then any excess like we have there, I just wipe that down. That gives it a more sharp front, like that. Right, so my personal opinion for the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade is that I do like it. I love the colour. I love that they have a really huge colour range, but I do find that the product is quite hard to pick up on the brush. So for that reason, I do prefer the Alabaster Precision Gel, what I did used to use. But unfortunately, they didn't do a dark brown colour to match my hair at the moment. So as soon as I dye my hair, I will be going back to Alabaster. But a lot of people love this, so it might just be me, but I just find it's not as easy to actually pick up the product on the brush. But that is the only thing that I can fault it for, really. So apart from that, I do love it, and it does help brows get fleekier. Woo-woo. Right, so the next step after I've made my brows a little more fleekier, I make them even more fleekier by defining and highlighting them with the Benefit Erase Paste. So I only need a tiny bit of this product just to outline my entire brows. The brush that I use for that is the concealer brush by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that is number 18. So just a flat sort of brush. I could do with a smaller one for this, but this will do. So I start by underlining the brows from the front. Right, so as you can see already, if I go closer in, that helps shape the brows more and make them look more defined. I'm just going to go around the top. So it does look different to the other brow now that it is shaped a lot better. It just tidies everything up and just makes it look nicer. And take a damp beauty blender and just blend over what I've put on. Right, so once my brows are defined, I quickly go over them with a little bit of brow mascara. So this is Brow Drama in Dark Brown from Maybelline. And I only need a tiny bit of this just to set my hairs in place. And then a quick run through with a clean mascara brush. So after I've done my brows, I move on to priming, and I only prime if I'm doing a full glam look because I find that sometimes it may make me break out from using a primer. So after using, I think, 5 different brands of primers, I've decided that they all make me break out. So as you can see here, I broke out yesterday from using a primer, so I could cry. So the primer that I do use at the minute is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More, and it's really good, other than the fact that I break out. So I've tried the Clinique, I've tried Kat Von D, I've tried this, I've tried Clinique's Pore Refining Solution, I've tried all sorts, and they all make me break out. So right, so after I finish priming, I move on to foundation, and for foundation I use the Clinique 2-in-1 Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. This is my favourite foundation, and my skin is normal. It's not dry or combination or oily, so I find that this works really well for me. I don't know if any of you saw the video where I did my mum and my sister's makeup, but I use this on them and they didn't suit it very well, but they are quite oily. So I recommend this for people with normal skin. I don't know about any other skin types, but I know that oily, it doesn't work too well. So I use the shade 14 for the days that I'm tanned and shade 2 for the days where I'm not tanned, and then I mix them a little bit if I am slightly tanned. So I'm going to start off with the shade 2 and just apply it as much as you want. You don't need too much, but I like to make sure I have enough on first time round. I really love this foundation because it's so easy to apply with this wand, and it is great for coverage. Covers all my freckles. It's like bye bye freckles. And then I'm going to take a bit of the shade 14, so the darker one, and just going to join in between. Right, so to blend that out, instead of using my Zoeva brush, I'm just going to go straight in with a damp beauty blender. So this is the Kat Von D beauty blender, and I just blend it all together. Blend until your heart's content. So I like to go up and down when I've mixed foundation. I have two shades, I like to go up and down, make sure it's evenly distributed. And then any excess product I have on my beauty blender, I'll just go over my eyelid because I don't want it to be too cakey on my lid. Right, so that is my foundation done. So the next thing I do is contour. So I like my contour to be really soft and more natural than a really sharp sort of look. So I'm going to take my Morphe brush. Now these Morphe brushes that I have don't have names or numbers on them, as I got them from the Morphe Deluxe Vegan set. So this is just an angled contour brush really. So and for that I'm going to use the Chanel Sol de Tan, and this is my new favourite thing to contour with. It makes it so much easier. It's also buildable whether you want it darker or not, because I don't like it to look too dark and sludge-like on my face. So I only need a tiny bit of this product, so I really do recommend this because it will last forever. I've had this quite a few months and there's barely any even gone, so it's definitely worth it. So I'm going to start off by doing my forehead, and as I already have quite a normal sized forehead, I'm not going to put too much on there as I don't want to make it look too small. It also blends really easily because it's like a cream that goes to like a powder sort of consistency, so it's really good. I really do enjoy it. So starting from the top of the ear and I go down towards my cheek piercings. Such good guidelines. So I don't like my contour to be too dark and full on, but I just like a little bit of shadowing going on. Right, I'm going to move on to the other side. So you can use this for bronzing or contouring, but it is buildable, like I said, it's really, really good. But this is the only shade that it comes in, so that's just like two ooh la las, and then like that. You know what I mean. Right, so once I've put the Chanel base on, I go over it a little bit with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I use the shade Shadow Play. So that is this one right here, the middle one at the bottom. So then I take my MAC 268, which is another angled contour brush. I used to use this for blush, but now I use it specifically just for this powder. So I just take a little bit of product, bang off the excess, and just go over the Chanel. Right, so once I've done that, I just beauty blend around it just to soften it up, just to make sure there's no harsh lines. And then I dab over it a little bit just to blend it and make sure it's not too dark. Right, so the next step is I take a little angled brush, flat brush. This is a little bit more fluffy than the brush that I use for my brows. Again, this one's from the Morphe Deluxe set. And then I take a tiny bit of the shade Shadow Play, and then I do a little line like so on my nose, and then do the same on the other side. So then I bring it up slightly with the excess product. And then I take my beauty blender and just blend that out. Right, so that is that done already. So just make sure it's all blended out. I don't like to contour my nose too much as it's already quite small and like normal size for my face. I think it looks in proportion, so I only do that little bit. So the next step is concealing and sort of highlighting certain places in my face. So I take the Naked Skin by Decay in the shade Fair Neutral. So this is the lightest shade, and I waited so long to get my hands on this because they were always sold out in this shade, but now I finally have it. And I do prefer this to the Chanel one colour-wise. I do think this is harder to blend than the Chanel one. The Chanel one just blends seamlessly straight away. So the only downside to the Chanel thing is that the colour is not as light as I'd like it to be. It's light enough, but it's not as light as I'd like it to be, like this is. And it didn't last me very long. It only lasted me like a few weeks and it's run out already. So now I bought this one and it's £10 cheaper, so I thought I'll try this and it is light enough, so we'll see how this goes. So the only thing is it takes a little bit more effort to actually blend it in. So I do a line down my nose, like so, and then I do a little hot mess on my forehead, and then I take a big chunk under my eye. It doesn't matter how messy you apply this, you know. It's all going to get blended. Right, so that is the concealing applied. So the next step is to blend it out with a wet beauty blender. So after I've blended all the concealer in, I apply blusher. So I got the Too Faced Flush in the shade Love Hangover. So it's really, really pretty packaging. It's the only reason I bought it. And then I saw that on the pan, it had like a really beautiful pattern, which I've quite worn off now, like quite a little bit. So it had some really cute little bunny rabbits on it and some little cute patterns and, you know, cuteness. So I just take a big Morphe powder brush and I just get a tiny bit of the product and bang the excess off. And then I just apply that to the apples of my cheeks. And then bring it up. So then I take a beauty blender and just go over that. Right, so after I've applied my blush, I move on to my eyes. And the moment we've all been waiting for, with the new Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette. So this is absolutely amazing and the pan size is incredible. I mean, look at the size of the pan. So we've got Star Power, Princess, Violence, Rich Bitch, Courtney, Expensive, Confession, Vanity, China White and Black Rainbow. Now all of these colours are absolutely beautiful. So when I first saw it, I thought I probably wouldn't use many of the actual colours from the palette, and after trying quite a few of the colours out, I do really love all of them, so I probably will use all of them at some point. So today for the eyes, I'm going to create a sort of nude cut crease sort of look. So bear with me as I don't really do cut crease as much. So for this tutorial, it's more of a glam tutorial and something I wouldn't do as often as my other makeup tutorials. They're just like a more basic sort of look for what I use when I just go out or go shopping or anything. So today is like a very glam look for if I'm going somewhere quite nice. So I'm going to take a Morphe shadow brush, and this is a really small brush, and just apply that under my brows. Once I've done that, I start off with the base, and for that I'm going to use the shade Courtney, and this is a really lovely nude brownie colour, and I'm going to use the brush from MAC, which is the 217 brush, and it's just a buffer brush. So the pigment is incredible for these, you don't need much at all. So I'm going to start off with the base and just cover 3/4 of my lid with that. Just bring it up into my socket and shade it out a little bit. Like so. So it's really easy, they blend like butter, they're absolutely amazing. If you haven't already got one of these, you really do need to invest. I highly recommend this palette, it's beautiful. Can't wait for him to bring out another. Right, so once I've applied the base, I'm going to go back in with my erase paste and create the cut crease, or the illusion of a cut crease. And then I'm going to start off doing a small line and bringing that into the crease. And take a beauty blender and just blend that out. Right, so after I've cut the crease, I'm going to go in with the shade Rich Bitch, which is this lovely glittery gold, highly pigmented colour. And for that, I'm going to use the 239. So for that, I'm going to use the 239 eyeshadow brush from MAC. I'm going to spray it with a little Studio Fix Plus, and this just helps pick the pigment up even more and make it pop. So I'm going to apply that on the crease, and that'll give me a beautiful metallic lid. Like so. So don't worry if it's a little messy at the moment, we can neaten that up when we've done. Once I've applied the gold, I'm going to go in with the shade Confession, which is this lovely burgundy sort of colour. So I'm going to take my angled brush, which I use for my brows, the MAC 266, and I'm going to get a tiny bit of product there and just go over the cut crease. And I'm going to go back in with the same brush that I used to apply the gold. Get a tiny bit of the product and just blend that in. And then I'm going to take the buffer brush and blend that out. And then after I've done that, I'm going to go in for a little extra glam and pick up the small shadow brush from Morphe again. And I'm going to go in with the Pearl Fusion Plum Lux palette by MAC. And I'm going to take the white shade, which is almost gone. I really need to get another one. And I'm just going to go over my brow bones to make them glittery and cute. Right, so once I'm happy with my cut crease, I'm going to go in with the eyeliner. So for eyeliner, I use the Alabaster Gel Precision Liner in the shade Infinity. And the brush I'm going to use is the MAC 210. So it's a super small little liner brush, and I think it really does help with eyeliner. So I'm going to start off at the inner corner and drag the line across my eye. And fill that in down to the lash line. So I'm going to go out in the corner of my eye and go back in. I'm going to go back in with the erase paste and just neaten that up. Right, so once I'm happy with the liner, I go in and coat my bottom lashes with mascara. So firstly I'm going to take a clean mascara one and just brush them down into place. And then using the Max Factor Velvet Volume, I'm just going to give my bottom lashes a little coat. Right, so once I'm happy with my mascara, I move on to highlight, and I now have the Jeffree Star highlighter in the shade Peach Goddess. So I'm super happy that I finally got one of these, and it is just so beautiful, like, yes. So I'm going to give myself a little drizzle in the MAC Prep and Prime Studio Fix Plus, and this just helps the highlight stick and stay on longer. So using my Anastasia A23 highlighting brush, I'm just going to apply the highlight to the high points of my face. And it is just so damn beautiful. And then after I've applied the highlight, I like to go over it with a damp beauty blender and just make sure it's all pressed in, and it makes it look less powdery as well. And then another little coat of Studio Fix. Set my face, bitch. So once you feel like you've had a bath, it's time to move on to lips. And for lips today, I'm going to use the Jeffree Star in shade Gemini.